Joe Biden.
I don't think we spend nearly enough time focusing on antitrust efforts. And the truth of the matter is, I think it's something we should take a really hard look at. I think Senator Warren is one of the brightest people I've dealt with. I know her well, and I think she has a very strong case to be made. But it's premature to make the judgment now at this point. We have to take a hard look at it. But antitrust laws are not enforced at all in spirit or reality in this administration. It's worth looking at.
Hey everybody, good to be back in New Hampshire.
Well, look, my trouble with the Trump tariffs wars is they focus on the wrong thing. Instead of focusing on what the real problems are, they focus on only the trade deficit and not the stuff that's happening in terms of the stealing of intellectual property, what's happening in terms around the world, how the competition is unfair. And and I think the fact that, Canada got caught up in the China trade war here, I mean, the only people getting hurt are working class people, farmers, as well as, people making an hourly wage. And so I think he's focused on the wrong thing. About it after you give me your name and telephone number, I'll be happy to make sure I get back to you. As well, where, there used to be a basic bargain in America. The basic bargain was... No, we've never once discussed it when he was there. There's not a single bit of evidence that's been shown in any reporting that's been done that he ever talked about it with me or asked any government official for a favor. And none. I have great confidence in my son. He's a man of great integrity. By the way, a lot of people have gone through a lot more than I've gone through in their life without the kind of help. When folks like the president and Rudy Giuliani roll through one time selling snake oil, maybe people buy it. Second time around, they kind of catch on. First of all, that's awfully presumptuous to me to decide who I'm going to pick as a VP, number one. Number two, I wouldn't hesitate to pick a woman if that person is the most qualified person available. And the one thing I know that has to work to make, because if you notice when they write, the scholars write about Barack and me, they say we're closer than any president and vice president ever been. It's because we had enormous respect for each other. We were intellectually simpatico, and we had the same political point of view. So it's really important, whoever a candidate picks, to be in line with what they believe, in line with, so you can work as a team. If I show up in the outer office, they say Joe Biden, you have to promise me you won't say Joe who. Okay, promise? What emboldened me to run was when I realized that you had a president who made a moral equivalence between people spewing hate, neo-Nazis, the Ku Klux Klan, and those opposing, and said there's very fine people in both groups. Sort of sums up his view. And that's when I realized I had to get engaged. And I really do think that the vast majority of the American people, whether they're going to vote for me or not, believe that and understand the middle class is getting crushed in terms of fairness, that we have to reestablish the soul of this country, and that we have to begin to talk with one another again, bring it together. It's about running down the possibility of people who wouldn't agree with them from being able to vote. I've learned a long time ago, don't rule out anything. If I could be helpful, if I weren't the nominee, I would do whatever I could. That's been my position my whole career, in or out of government.
I was with you in 2008. I was with you in 2012.